What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you saw in the previous video, we went to the track, and pretty much the only mod that I really don't have to this car, considerably as a bolt-on part, at least in my opinion, is I don't have intakes. I have stock intakes with the stock filters, just pretty much OEM stuff. However, today I received a box in the mail. I'm sure you guys may know that company. So I went ahead and placed an order from Sleeplessperformance. There's also some things in the box that I didn't get from them. I just kind of put it in the box to reveal it all as one. But as you can see, we got some V-stacks, some filters, some piping, some MAF bungs. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up on a time lapse real quick, get everything unboxed so that I can go ahead and show you guys the custom intakes that I'm going to be creating for the 350Z. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got everything laid out. Granted, these are quote-unquote custom intakes. A lot of people are going to just be like, oh bro, why didn't you just go ahead and buy, some off-the-shelf intakes? I really didn't want to. I thought it would be a lot more fun to go ahead and do something like this and kind of, make it to my own style and kind of do it myself. No shade towards any other companies or anything like that. I just literally wanted to do it myself. So here we have everything. As you can see, we got some weld-on MAF bungs here from Sleeplessperformance as well. This one's actually open. Really nice quality. Super nice. Comes with hardware. Perfect. So here we have a 3-inch straight, obviously 2 of them, and then we have 2 3-inch 90s. Obviously, if you know how the intakes look, this is going to be going from the throttle body down through the core support and then merging with these to go ahead and get the V-stacks on, which brings me to the next thing is we have some Z1 V-stacks with the filters. Really nice product. I got these used, but they look great. No cracking, no nothing. Came with clamps, so it was a pretty good deal. And then over here we got the filters, not too dirty, pretty good condition, nothing too crazy. And then your typical Amazon couplers. This is obviously going to be going from the throttle body down to the 3-inch pipe, as you can see for that one, for the other side. And then I'm going to have these couplers, I might trim them a little bit just because they're a little long. Pause. And we'll go ahead and have this coupler pretty much going through the core support, connecting the 3-inch straight to the 90. And as you can see here as well, I'm going to probably have to trim the pipe a little bit because it is a little long. Wow, pause. So next step is probably going to go ahead and be taking off the bumper, going ahead and trying to mock everything up, seeing where we need to cut, seeing what we need to adjust. So that when I take it over to Bell, everything is pretty good in a sense of fitment and where I want things to be. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so a lot has changed from the last clip. So first and foremost, what I did was I went ahead and took off the OEM crash bar. So as you can see, there's no longer the bar there. I took that off just to make life easier for when the intakes get done, because it's gonna just clear up a lot of room, and it actually is a little weight reduction mod, so it's a win-win situation. Now I mounted my oil cooler here to the front of the core support, but I do think I'm gonna need to move it back just a little bit, maybe closer to the radiator, just because once the intake is made and it has the bend, it might interfere with the velocity stack or with the filter. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I did actually already get the intakes made. That's why I know that I need to move this back. Unfortunately, it was a scheduling conflict with Bell. I wasn't able to, make it there to get them done. So I actually took it to one of my really good friends, Eddie. He's local to me. He has a bunch of cool builds, very good fabricator. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and just get them done and make sure that, the car was going to be ready for the dyno, which is next week, by the way. So stay tuned for that video after this one, because that one's going to be fire. But long story short, got the intakes welded, got everything done up. So now I'm going to flick my fingers and intakes are going to be on the car. So there you guys have it. The intakes are all installed. I am waiting on a map from Martin to go ahead and be able to drive the car. It'll start right now, but it's just not running the best. So I'm gonna hopefully get a map today so that we can go ahead and get that on the car and maybe, you know, just do a little test drive around, make sure everything's working well. I am going to go ahead though and probably get rid of these couplers. I don't know if I'm going to do that in this video or if I'm going to do that in the next video, because I had material but I just forgot that I actually had it, and when I brought it to my friend Eddie to get it all welded, I only used the couplers. So I might just get a bend here welded and make this coupler just smaller from the throttle body to a pipe here, and have this actually be made out of aluminum. So same thing on that side. And yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad to get that done. I just don't know if it's going to be in this video or in another one. But yeah, so the intakes are on. Pretty much the car is like 95% ready for the dyno. The only thing that I'm going to do to it is give it an oil change and send it. So hopefully everything works well and make some good power. Alright guys, so as you saw in the time lapse, I went ahead and threw on these anniversary stocks in the front, and then I put the RPF ones that I had in the front in the rear, just so that for when I go to the dyno, it's a little bit easier, because I don't like to go ahead and get the car tuned or dyno tuned with the radial on, because it doesn't make sense. So I need to put some air in these because that thing is pretty flat. But moving along here, you see I have two sets of radials now. So this is mine off the car. These are the ETSS's, which are pretty whooped. So, you know, there was a lot of people saying, oh, you need, you know, a better 60. And yes, I do, but I also need better tires. So, as you guys may have recalled from the last video, Miguel was explaining that with his Mickey Thompson Street R's, he was having to throw fifth gear because he revs out to 7K, and he has a 369 diff, or a 37 diff that comes out of a 370 or a G37. I still have the 35 diff. So if you look back on the last video, you'll see that I'm literally doing the whole quarter mile in 3 gears, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm eventually going to need tires because these are pretty whooped, etc., etc. So me and Miguel came to a deal where he was trying to get rid of the Street R's, because obviously they weren't working for him. He didn't want to change gear ratios. He didn't want to have to throw fifth in the quarter mile. So I bought these off Miguel. I'm giving him his wheels back and stuff like that, and I'm going to keep the Street R's. So the Street R's are a 50 profile as opposed to a 60 profile. So I think it should work great, at least for me, because I'm revving out and I can still go through the beams probably in the middle of fourth gear with these tires, and they're a better compound obviously than the SS's. So we made a deal. I'm gonna give him mine just so he has something to roll on, which I think it'll work for him at least for a couple more track days before he needs to go ahead and buy new tires. But I'm gonna take these over to Sean, have him swap them all for us, put, you know, my tires on his wheels and his tires on my wheels, etc., etc. So that's that. Then on the inside of the car, I was trying to make Martin's life easier. Miguel had an extra seat, but I think it's broken. Like one of the electrical things was not working. I don't know if it was to slide forward or slide back, whatever. So when he took it out of his car, I believe the frame got a little bent. So I was only able to get one bolt in there. But I talked to Martin. I sent him a picture of the bucket seat. He said that'll work. So I'm just gonna go put that back in. Probably, I don't know, throw this out because realistically it's useless. But yeah, a little more things to do. Pretty much almost ready for the dyno. Just got to do an oil change, give her a bath, and then should be ready to go. Well, guys, as you saw in the time lapse, went ahead and finished up the oil change, got everything buttoned up, so the car is 100% ready for the dyno. So stay tuned for that next video, and I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and end the video for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support, all the comments, all the likes. We appreciate it all. If you guys really want to go ahead and help the channel, check out the link in the description below. We are selling merch now, and we do have a couple of cool items that we have for sale. So go ahead and check that out. That'll definitely help us, you know, keep pushing the content, keep taking the cars out and doing all these things. So yeah, as always, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.